Alright, guys. Um, I am Mongo, and one question, are you ready? I'm going to talk about physicality and mental aspects of survival and prepping and everyday carry. And this is kind of hard for me because I've gone through both sides of this, the mental and the physical, and how this is going to affect my prep for daily life. Let's start with the mental. I'm a Marine. I've been hardened. I mean, I'm not mentally weak. I'm very mentally strong. I can put my mind to any task and just go at it with a gusto. And if I put my mind to it, I'll find a way to do it. I've got a great mind. But in the survival situation, you may be called upon to do some really despicable, some really ugly things. You might have to make some hard choices. If it comes down to it, and it's your life or somebody else's, are you mentally able to kill somebody if it means your own survival? If you aren't, there's no reason to prep. All you're doing is preparing for somebody else to steal your goods if you can't ultimately defend yourself. As a soloist person, you don't want to be out there on your own if you can't make the hard decisions. You may have to make, if you've got pets. I've got 3 cats. If it comes down to it, cats are gone. I open the door, they're going to have to go out and learn how to hunt squirrels and get animals on their own. I can't. If the grocery store's closed, that means I can't get cat food, so they have to fend for themselves. My cats are stupid. They don't eat human food, so I can't feed them table scraps. They won't. One cat will. She may survive in the house, but the other 2 cats will not eat human food, so they're going to have to go out and learn how to defend for themselves. And that's going to be a hard decision. I mean, somebody who has dogs, you don't want, these little yappy dogs are nothing but a strain on you in a survival situation. If you're trying to go through the woods with a little tiny dog that barks at everything, it's going to draw attention to you, and everybody's going to know where you're at. And I don't see the point of having a small dog. Having a large dog that can actually hunt for itself, sure. If he's a benefit to you, if he can protect you, then it's a bonus. But you have to make a decision in life what you're going to do with your pets, and like I say, you might not want to be able to make that decision. So you have to be able to be mentally prepared to do what you have to do, face some lonely, boring, out there by yourself, nobody to talk to, going out of your mind, loneliness if you are prepping for that, heading out of the woods by yourself. If you're that type of person that can't do that, you might want to find a prepping community, people around you who want to get together and pool resources and prep together, and be a little community if something does happen. Nothing wrong with that. I'll get to that in a second for as far as where it's tied in with me. Physically, I'm a Marine. Well, I'm a fat Marine. I was a very healthy, fit young man at one point in my life. I'm not anymore. I'm well above 400 pounds. I'll be going to the doctor here shortly. I may actually have a medical condition that I can finally blame this on, and it might not be all my fault. But no excuses. Yes, people who are overweight, people who are fat, I'll call it like it is, have a more difficult time with the common chores and daily activities than somebody who is physically fit. There's no denying that. But people who go out of their way to point out that, well, the fat people are going to be the first to die, or you shouldn't be prepping, you should be losing weight. They sound like they believe that every time somebody walks out of the room and shut the lights out, I'm gonna die. That's not the way it is. That's not the reality of it. I can do physically everything that I need to survive. I'm a camper. I love going on the woods, and I'm a minimalist camper. I take out as little as possible. I don't like dragging crap around with me because, well, I'm fat. It makes it hard for me to carry, big full backpack and sleeping bags and things like this. So when I go camping, it's the bare minimum I can take, and I make do with what I have, and I do quite well. So if people see somebody like me in a survival situation, and you think that oh, that's gonna be easy just to take advantage of this guy. You might be surprised. I just might be walking away with your prep and adding it to my arsenal. Don't make the mistake that just because somebody is fat means that they can't do it. Yes, they have to adjust to what they're doing. They're not going to be able to do everything. I can't go out and, like I discussed in another video, I may be 45 miles away from my house if something happens and I may have to walk home. I'm not walking 45 miles in one day. It might take me a week to get home. Walk a mile, have a rest. Walk 2 miles, have a rest. If I can cover 5 miles a day, I'm going to get home eventually. Uh, as far as bugging out and bugging in, I've got a modified situation where once I get home, all I've got to do is I've got some stores over here to my right, which you can't see, food and water, packs of toilet paper, daily essentials. First aid kit's going to be there soon. A part of it is already. That's all set in totes and boxes. All I've got to do is throw them on the dolly, wheel them out, throw them in the back of either one of the vehicles, and my bugging out in the essence of the fact that I'm not staying here. I've got a friend who lives on the waterfront, so I'm bugging out, and we're gonna pool our resources together. He is a retired police officer. He's good with weapons. Me being a Marine, I'm good with weapons. My girlfriend has been trained on how to use the weapons. We're covered. We have access to water. My girlfriend and I are excellent fishermen and women. There isn't a day go by that we can't catch something to eat. Might not be big fish, might be several small, bluegill and brim, but we'll put food on the table every single day. He can't fish to save his life. So we're providing him with certain items. He's providing us with kind of some shelter. It's a community based upon our friendship where I think that my weight being an issue for me and my girlfriend, she's also a larger person, is an issue for us to be sustainable and survive on our own. But together, like I say, I found somebody who, in the same mindset, he feels that something's going to happen, and we have designed where I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to give away where I'm going, what I'm doing specifically, because I don't want people to know. If shit hits the fan, I'm telling everybody right here, and that's one of my other gripes I forgot about in the video. People on here put their preps, and they show where they're doing and what they're doing. I know what you're doing, and I can probably figure out where you're at. Don't do that. Where I'm going, you may or may not find us. Chances are you won't. And I'm not going to give you any clues on how to find me. But I can tell you what we're prepping, but I'm not going to show you where it's at and how it's prepped, because then you'll know where we are and how to find us. And that's exactly the wrong thing to do to survive. So I'm going to bug out of here to bug in somewhere else. So it's a kind of I've got enough food and water. If it's just a minor winter storm that knocks out power for a week, my preps are still here. I can survive here just fine. If shit hits the fan and a war starts, or all this racial crap downtown, I'm not too far from Birmingham, and the Black Lives Matter protests, and this is KKK territory. If they go head to head, well, that's gonna start. It's already happening. There's already people, rioting, protesting, flipping over cars and shooting cops, and pretty soon people are gonna start pushing back. And if it gets ugly, that's why I want to get out of here. Martial law is going to be right after that. I want to avoid that completely. Gun grabbers, good luck. So I'm getting out. I'm going to take my preps with me and bug out, because I physically can't defend where I'm at, or I don't want to put myself in a situation because it's going to make it less likely for me to survive. I'm taking that into account. So it goes back to the mental mindset. I have no problem pulling the trigger on somebody. Physically, I'm a big boy. It's going to be hard to beat me. I can take a couple of solid punches, a couple of hits with a bat before I go down. And you'd be surprised if all I got to do is, with my size, knock you down. Once I get on top of you, you're not moving 400 and some pounds unless you are extremely strong. So even physically in a fight, I'm still worth my weight. But yes, I need to lose weight. My girlfriend needs to lose weight. We need to make it easier for ourselves. Obviously, yes, we get that. Um, I've got certain medications I need. I'm gonna have to get a 3 month supply of blood pressure pills or whatever pills I need because I'm not gonna be able to go to the doctor. So any medical issues that you have outside of physicality, blood pressure, diabetes, things like that, you need to find a way to stockpile at least a month. I would try to get 3 months stockpiled and just have that sitting there. So when you get this month's prescription, you put that in your stockpile. Then you take out the oldest of your prescription and take that. And you keep rotating it through your stock. So what you have in your prep is always new. So you have to have your medications if you've got physical limitations. That's one of the key things right there. Pain medicines, Tylenol, Advil. Got to have a stock of that because people with physicality issues are gonna need definitely a lot of that. I've got a bad back as well. That's why I'm kind of dancing around the subject. Narcotics, I'm not going to be able to get Percocet, and that's something I just can't stockpile because it's really hard to stockpile something like that. Doctors don't give you, well, here's a 3 month supply, just put it in your drawer, for when something happens. If you've known a doctor like that, please let me know. I don't know how long this video is going on. Let me look at the timer. It's been going on about 12 minutes. So yes, physically, I know I'm fat. I get it. You don't have to call me fat. You don't have to say I'm going to be the first to die because I'm not going to be the first to die. I might be the last man standing. I might surprise you. But yeah, we get it. Fat people need to lose weight. You don't like fat people. Boo-hoo. Get over it. Also, mentally, the reason why I got into prepping, as far as EDC goes especially, I have had a concealed carry permit for years, and I have always carried with me at work. My job actually allows it. 2 years ago, going into the fall, the very first cold day, I normally wear shorts for work. Yay, I get to wear shorts at work. That's an awesome thing. But it got cold that day, so I wore sweatpants because it was too cold for shorts. Sweatpants don't have belt loops. Belt loops means no belt. No belt means no way to carry a holster. No holster means I did not have my pistol on me that day. Out of all the days possible for somebody to rob me at gunpoint was the one day I did not have my gun on me. I wasn't hurt. There's two of them, and it was only one of me. So I just gave them what they wanted, and I survived. But since then, I haven't walked out the door unless I'm going to the doctor's office where I know I can't carry a gun. If I'm going to the courthouse, let me rephrase that. I will go and take a gun with me everywhere I go, leave it in the car if need be, so I have it when I get out. Unless I was on the motorcycle and there's no glove box and I can't leave the gun sitting on the seat of the motorcycle, then I may not have the firearm on me. That's the only time that I alter my EDC, is for a situation like that. Otherwise, I don't leave without a gun. That became my primary part of my EDC. As I started watching videos about it, that's when I started getting into it. I started watching, well, what other items do I need? And started carrying all that. We'll be going over my EDC here shortly in one of the next upcoming videos of what I walk out the door with. And it's going to vary. Not for me day to day. These are the items that I carry every day. My items don't vary. The days don't vary. What I say it's going to vary is you might not need an item that I carry and you might carry something else. You're a smoker. You're probably going to carry either your cigarettes or a vape thing. I don't carry that. You might, because that's part of your everyday ritual, your everyday addictions. That's something you will have for EDC, whether you think about it that way or not. So, gone on long enough on this video. Next video will be EDC, what it is, what it isn't, and just general. I'm going to go through the top 3 items. Actually, I'm probably just going to show my complete EDC and then show what top 3 items outside of the basics, which really aren't. Well, we'll get into that. EDC will be the next video. Thanks. Have a good day.